Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Whitney with That Whitney Life. In this video, I have 3 super cute DIYs for you. If you're like me and are a craft hoarder, this is the perfect video for you. I challenge you to craft your stash. Everything I use I had lying around, minus a couple flower picks, but most everything I've just had lying around. So if you're interested to see how these turned out, just keep on watching. So the first DIY, I'm taking this glass bowl. I think it had some sort of aquatic animal in it at one point. I don't remember. I've had it for years. And I'm giving it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white. And then I'm just taking some painter's tape and I'm going to draw a checkered pattern in it. This is not going to be beautiful. I kind of had a inspiration from Mackenzie-Childs. And the whole point of Mackenzie-Childs is for it to look handmade. So perfection is really not what I was going for, and honestly, with a bowl this shape, I really couldn't do it perfect. I'm just going to freehand around it. Again, not super worried about how beautiful it looks. There was really no way I was going to take the tape and do it around this way and make it, the squares the same size. Then I'm going to use Craft Smart chalk paint in Midnight Blue. I really like this navy color. It's really cool. And I'm just going to paint a checkerboard pattern on it. Obviously, that's what I'm going to do. So every other one is going to be blue. And then I'm going to take a little bit of white and just flick it upward from the bottom so it just creates kind of a streak in it and just highlights it really. I don't really know how else to explain it, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking the littlest bit amount of white just to highlight the bottom of it and make it look more handmade. I mean, clearly it is handmade, but I want it to actually look like it's handmade. I'm not going for perfection here. And I did that on the entire thing. Again, taking just the littlest bit of white and flicking it upward from the bottom. I'm not washing off my brush in between because I wanted the blue to mix in with the white, more like a light blue highlight than a white highlight. If you haven't heard of Mackenzie-Childs, I will link the website down below, but they just have really funky products. Like, I really like their home decor. It's just an arm and a leg, like so expensive. I was looking on their website after I had made this, and I did find a vase that was similar to this, and it was like $100. So expensive. Definitely out of my price range, so if I can recreate it, that is the best way to do things. One thing that you'll learn about me is I am a sucker for a bargain, and I'm pretty cheap, so I really, if I can help it, I don't buy things at full price. So if I can make it, I will. And I love to see how much less I can make it for also. If you haven't heard of Mackenzie-Childs, I will link the website down below. But they're just a really cool kind of funky home decor website. They do a lot of checkered. That's been their aesthetic for the last couple years. All different colors, black and white, blue and white. They do stripes, although just a lot of really funky, eclectic home decor. So if you're interested, I think it's worth checking out. So I'm just going to keep painting some squares blue and keep using that white to highlight. Remember, just take a littlest bit while the blue is wet and just give it a little bit of a flick just to highlight.
Tick-tock, the clock keeps ticking. I don't know what I should do, and I wish you would be right here with me. My mind is filled with pictures of when we used to dance, but now I don't know where you are. I miss you so bad, won't you come back to me? I've got you in my head, you're all that I see. I've lost all my chances, I know that I am too late. I'm thinking of you, I'm thinking of you, I'm thinking of you, wondering if you're thinking about me too. Now it's too late, now it's too late.
Now the Mackenzie-Childs decor has gold accents to it. So I'm going to use a gold Sharpie. A gold paint would be better. However, I don't have gold paint. I have a gold Sharpie. So you got to make do with what you have, and a gold Sharpie it is. So I just outlined all the lines, all the squares, everything in the gold Sharpie.
I'm out of time, but I'm still thinking of you. My heart keeps on bleeding. I have scars, the ones not healing. They're all there because of you. It's my fault, I messed it up, and I should have treated you much better. So much better.
Now that I have that done, I'm going to put some flowers in it. So I'm just cutting a piece of floral foam and hot gluing that inside of the vase and popping some florals in. I did one blue, I don't remember what kind of flowers these are, but they're from the Dollar Tree and they're blue. So that's all I got for you. And then a bundle of white flowers. I did put some blue ones in there that are kind of sticking out, but it reminded me of arms, so I did take those out. But I am cutting pieces of lavender, and I really like how the lavender added a sort of whimsical look to it, and a little bit more color other than blue and white. I also wanted to put some roses in it, because I felt that it was a little too blue and white, I guess you could say. And I wanted a different color in there. And, you know, the yellow was just speaking to me. So I put yellow roses in it. I just did one bundle, and I am obsessed with how this turned out. I love the yellow. I think I'm going to start adding yellow into my house with the blue and white. It's just, I love it. I'm absolutely obsessed, and I cannot wait to make more of these. This was so fun and so funky. I love it. So DIY number 2. This is the lid to a Dollar Tree Christmas tin. I don't know if they have them this year, or sorry, 2020, because 21, right? Yeah. I got this in 2019. So don't know if they had them. I didn't even look, but I've had this for quite some time, and I knew something could happen with it, but you know, that's the crafter's problem, is something can happen with anything, whether it does or not, it always can. So I'm going to make a little tray. So I'm using the cotton nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. I don't know which length this is. I think it's the 6.8 foot one. And I'm going to do 2 rounds on the inside of this, and then I'm also going to cover the rim of it. I needed some new scissors apparently, because my scissors were having a heck of a time trying to cut this. After you have all that glued down, then we're going to move out to the outside of it, and again start level with that last one that we did, the one that's kind of raised. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but you can see what I'm doing, and just spiral around. Now, something that I learned from this that I'm going to do next time is I should have cut pieces instead of having, see where it dips down a little bit. I should have cut pieces and just had a seam, and it would have been even, and then when I put the handles on, I could just cover it up. So you're going to go around 3 times on the outside, and it's going to create a little base to it, sort of, but that is kind of necessary in order to cover all of the green on the outside of it. Now that we've got that all kinds of secured with all of the glue, make sure you glue down the phrase too. I'm going to flip it over and finish off the center of it. This is the regular nautical rope from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to do 3 circles or so with this. You can do more. You can fill in the entire thing if you want, but I just wanted a little stripe of color. I like the 2-tone. I think it looked more boho rather than just straight farmhouse. I'm really digging like the boho farmhouse right now. I think it's a really cool trend that's happening. So glue that down, and then I'm just going to fill in the center of it with the cotton nautical rope. This part was much easier to conceal the phrase. I pretty much just shoved it down into the center of it, and you can't even tell. So that's awesome. Now that you got that done, we're going to make little handles, and I'm just using the regular nautical rope to cut 2 little pieces the same size, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue those down. I took a little piece of rope to make sure that I got the handles directly across from each other. It didn't work that well, so eyeballing it pretty much did the same thing. And that's it for this guy. I think it's so cute. I love it. I want to make another one. I just love the boho farmhouse vibes it gives off. Now, the last DIY is this wreath form that I got at Joann's for free, actually. It was a $40 wreath, and I got it for free. So when Joann's has a lot of like leftover decor from previous seasons, they will put a bunch of stuff out, and like any purchase you make, you can get a free item. I got this around October, so it was a spring thing, and they still had it around fall. So they were giving away a lot of free stuff, and I could not believe that this was in there, and I was like, yes, please. So anyways, I took off all the flowers. Yes, I did save them. And underneath is this great grapevine wreath. I love grapevine wreaths. They're so easy to work with. I mustered up as much greenery as I could find, mostly boxwood I was trying to find, and I just started pushing the picks in. The lovely thing about grapevine is you don't need glue. So I just pushed them all in wherever I wanted them, and got it evened out. I did move them around a bunch because I kind of went heavy-handed in some areas, but easily to take out and move around. I get my greenery from Joann's usually. Walmart does have boxwood. It is cheaper. It's 97 cents a pick. I got my greenery or my boxwood from Joann's for about $1.20 a pick on sale, and it's better quality. So it just depends on what you like. Now I'm going to add some flowers. These are all Dollar Tree flowers, and I am going to glue these down. I don't have any plans on changing this, so I just thought, heck, why not? I will glue them down. I do not remember what any of these flowers are called, but just know I got them all from Dollar Tree. So I'm gluing down the larger ones, and then in between those I have, I think these are freesias, I'm not sure. I am gluing those down. I did end up taking one out because I needed a gap. You'll see why. It's how I'm going to hang it. I just needed a gap there. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue on all these little daisies. If you were planning on changing this, you could cut the flowers so there's some stem left and put that into the grapevine wreath and just bend them so they're facing how you want. And then I decided that I wanted this to kind of stick out a little bit more, if that makes any sense. So I just added more greenery around the outside of it to make it kind of fray out. I don't know what the word is for it. Anyways, you could just leave it like this, or I'm going to hang it with some ribbon. This is buffalo check ribbon that I got from Amazon that you've seen me use a million times, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to loop that around and glue it together and then make a simple bow. Just loop it over on itself twice, and so there's a single loop on either side. And then take some jute twine, and I'm just wrapping the jute twine around a couple times and tying that off really tight and cutting off the excess and gluing that on. I did make this too long, so I had to come back and cut it down a little bit, but no big deal. Cut it down, glue it back together, and then hang it. And that is it for this. I love how it just brought everything together on this big wall hanging I have. If you didn't see that video, I will link it down below on how I made the wall hanging. But it just tied everything together. There was just something missing on it, and here we go. It is done. But that is everything I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.